Financial advisor Mark Lamkin joins us in the studio this morning. He is sharing 5 career mistakes that can hold you back. Mark, always good to see you and good morning.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. The first one on the list, taking a job for money. We've talked about this in the past. You say don't do it because you will be unhappy long term if you do it for the money.
That's right, Sterling. We're going to keep you from making these mistakes because not you, but I've talked to a lot of folks that have taken that job and 5 years later they're still there. Or they've taken that job and because of downsizing they're wearing 20 different hats and they're not happy. And it usually starts with number one, taking that job for money. And I'm going to tell you, unless this job can lead you to greener pastures, a different job, or set you up for a big promotion, don't do it. I can't tell you how many people take that job for money and then they're unhappy because they're putting in 60, 80 hours, or it's not the job they thought. And they become a slave to that money. You're in that job 2 or 3 months, or 2 or 3 years, and all of a sudden, you have to earn that money to keep your standard of living. Not worth it. You'll be unhappy. Don't set yourself up for failure.
Find the work-life balance. Number 2, specialized role, shrinking field. Sometimes it's good to be specialized, but not always a great thing.
You know, specialization most times is a great thing, and it leads to a lot higher paycheck. Think neurosurgeons versus a general doctor, for example. But just think if you're that best buggy whip manufacturer or the best person making cassette tapes, right? Yeah. I mean, so you got to stay abreast of the fields and the changes in those fields, because if it's a shrinking field, keep those skills relevant and make sure that they translate others to other fields, and stay ahead of this because you'll shrink yourself right out of a job if you're not careful.
Polaroid cameras, perfect example. Outdated skills or position.
This is one of my favorites because we talk about, oftentimes when it gets in IRA season, we talk about best investments. We've done several segments here where I talk about invest in yourself. Don't be afraid to invest that money in yourself to get a different skill set. And for me, I have brokers coming to me talking about me paying for their certified financial planner designation. If they leave the firm, it's going to make them way more marketable. But if I keep them happy and they stay here, it's going to benefit my firm and my clients. So don't be afraid to go to your employer. Show them, position it how it's a win-win for the firm and them, and have them pay for those new skills for you.
What about fear? How can that affect us?
Most people won't make a change because they're afraid of the unknown. And it's oftentimes, well, until the pain of where they're at is greater than that fear of the unknown, they're not going to make a move. When you don't know what's going on, find a mentor. Find somebody in the field that you want to be into and talk about that skill set. Talk about what that job is like and get over that hump, because if you hate it where you are, life's too darn short. Don't be afraid to make a change.
Also, your values and drivers. What do you mean by that?
Probably my favorite one on the list. So many times you look up and 5 years is gone, or you're a slave to that paycheck and you're not really happy where you're at. We do a thing at my office called blueprinting, and it's probably a 5-page exercise where it has nothing to do with being a financial planner. And it talks about, what do you really want to do in life? What do you really want to achieve in life? Have somebody write your eulogy for you. Right. And all of a sudden read that. Is that the legacy you want to live? You know what? You can get a job dang near anywhere. Don't do a job you hate. Understand what you might want to do nonprofit and you're stuck in the corporate world, or you might want to be a politician, whatever it is. For me, I had a family member go through a bankruptcy. And at that 20 years ago, and at that point, I knew I'd be a financial planner. It matches with my values. Don't take a paycheck. Find something you want to do and live it right.
5 career mistakes that can hold you back. Mark, thank you very much. For more segments, you can find them on our website, WDRB.com. For more information, just call Mark at Lamkin Wealth Management.